What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Kick and Makeup Show. I'm the American hybrid Nick Cunningham. With me, as always, Jeremy J.D. Dorsey. And we are live from Parker's Pub. You guys know this place. It's my brother's garage, but it's also Parker's Pub. We're Hollywood movie stars, apparently, with our schedules.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know we're usually at Analog Arcade Bar, 302 Brady Street, Davenport, Iowa. Go check them out. They're having some cool New Year's Eve parties. They're having one, not having multiple. They're having one New Year's Eve party.
And awesome.
And, yeah, check them out. We love them. We couldn't get there this week, so we're here. Mm-hmm. I like here. Mm-hmm. I've got my, it's in the morning, too, so I've got my breakfast champions, the Mountain Dew. I was like, I'm going to the gym later, so I didn't want a pre-workout and then have my pre-workout again. So I was like, I need something.
But Mountain Dew is kind of like a pre-workout.
It's
without the good stuff.
It's child's play in my world of caffeine. But
oh yeah, you go in with the caffeine.
Yeah, so
man.
this is cute for me to have just a bit, and then we'll have it. Thanks,
good
man.
luck.
I'll call you around 1 p.m. when I'm
Jittery.
like I'm so tired. I'll be crashed by then. Jitters, then crash.
All right.
So yeah, we have a big show today.
Real big.
Proud of you because status report is you walked up the side of the house in snow with your knee. It's
ice.
good.
I'm good.
We're getting there.
Hopefully, I make it down the slope.
Yeah.
That's the hard part.
True.
So,
well, good, man. I'm happy, man.
Me too. I'm tired of this.
I know. I'm happy on a lot of different reasons. We've got some big announcements. We're gonna get huge. And we're going to get the particulars out of the way first. www.kickandmakeup.com is our website. Go there, check out all the past shows. Articles I've written for olaamericanews.com. Had a couple this week go up. A couple more are going to go before the end of the year, so check that out. Also, go to the Facebook Catus. Bro, loved the Catus picture last time. But,
yours is even better, though.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when I was talking. So, obviously, I got some tires at Sam's Club. And my thing is I go into the aisle where they sell the chairs and the couches, and I just sit there in the Lazy Boy for 2 hours and wait for my tires to be done. And one of these days they're going to tell me to get out of there.
That picture is just great.
Just my legs up.
Sitting there like...
Yeah,
okay.
Googling stuff, and I was watching our show again because I watched it 17,000 times, in the 2 weeks, and I was like, oh, I never sent him the Caddis picture, and so I sent it to you, and it was awesome, man. Yeah. So go there, visit the Facebook group Caddis. I've seen a few people add in lately or try to get in, and they're in. So
a few fake ones too.
I know you can tell the fake ones.
Why do they have such those? I mean, you can't even be like
it's
Jim Jackson.
No,
that would be believable. I could believe that, but it'll be like Stefania Kovalchevskinski. Like it's some random.
It is just with no friends.
Yeah,
and they just started the profile today.
Yeah, last week.
Yeah, like
kicked off. Just found Facebook
right now.
Wow,
it's new. It's new.
Is anybody just now joining Facebook? Like, that's what I want to know. Is like is this their first week of Facebook?
Oh, man.
I guess someone somewhere it is.
I guess, but I'm sure there's 7. I don't know. Probably. Nobody our age, though. That's weird.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that's not weird. We got a buddy that just started, and he is like 7. Like, bro, you can do all this stuff, and I'm like, oh gosh. Yeah.
Like, no. You
welcome and be careful.
Right.
So So go there. Facebook at Kick and Makeup is the Twitter's handle. At Hybrid MMA is mine. At Jeremy J.D. Dorsey is yours. I gotta get back on Twitter a little bit, man. I've been slacking.
It's cool.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I heard you can go live on Twitter now too.
News to me. Like I said, I've been slacking. so I'll check that out. I probably won't, but I'll check it out sometime this weekend. And then Instagram, obviously, and then YouTube. You're on here now, so thank you. Check it out. Like it, subscribe it. It is a few days before Christmas, so this is what you need to do. If you're scrambling around for last-minute gifts for your family, break into their house late at night, log onto their computer, hack into their computer, log on to YouTube, and like and subscribe for them. Yes. And then leave, eat something out of the fridge, and then go home because you need a snack after all the hacking and breaking in. And then when you tell them, like, Merry Christmas, your gift's already there, and it's forever.
Why not?
That's great.
How much better can it get than that?
Yeah, just lock the door behind you, turn the lights off. Don't be rude. I mean, and perfect. So that's what you need to do. So you're welcome. For any of you guys that are scrambling around,
Any
don't
suggestions
stress.
you need, you just got it right here.
Yeah, don't stress this week. Don't stress. No stress.
Not
All right.
a lot of money either.
What's that?
It says not a lot of money.
It's not a lot of money. It's $0 hairs and 0 cents.
Yes.
But it makes all the
Yes.
sense.
Yes.
Ooh. $0, 0 cents, but makes all the sense
In the world.
in the world.
Yes.
Joy to the world. We're gonna be singing later today. That was a little preview. All right.
That's the end of the show. We're just
Yeah.
gonna sing
Joy to the
Christmas
world.
carols. Yeah.
Goodbye. All right. Big announcement. We have a big announcement that we're making January 1st.
Yes.
That's all we're telling you.
Yes. Kicking off 2017 in a big way. Stay tuned.
Yes.
All of you.
January 1st. Check all these things we just told you.
Even the caddis.
Even the cactus.
Cactus.
Yes. She is going to love it. Who knows? Is it a guy or I don't know in that picture either.
Yeah, both of the pictures, it was kind of, could go either way.
Trans cactus.
Wow. Yes.
Yes, trans cactus.
Yes.
That's what we're doing now. Now we're
trans cactus friendly.
trans cactus friendly. We don't discriminate on the show at all.
Nope.
All right, so stay tuned. January 1st.
And okay, was this on this number one thing that you have on here?
Just today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or yesterday, last night, maybe early today.
Okay. Because I mean I had it too, and I was going to talk about it later.
Let's not then. Let's save it.
No, we can talk about it now and wrap it all up.
Okay. I just saw last night, I think, last night and then again today, Tyron Woodley called out Conor McGregor.
My paper. That's what my paper's all about.
Boom. He said it, and he's doing exactly that. All right. That's official. He's doing it the right way. I want to fight you in Ireland. Like he is checking off how to get this fight done.
Yes.
Can
I read the quote?
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is Woodley talking to McGregor. Not directly talking to him, but this is what he said. So if you want to get in there with the lion and get your head bit off and have me spewing your blood all over the octagon while you got that goofy tiger tattoo on your chest, looking like a clown with the clown on your chest, we can do it. We can do it in Ireland, Dublin. We can do it in the back of White Castle. I don't care, but just know I ain't that guy. I don't try to act overly hood or overly ghetto. A million hood stripes, but where I'm from, you don't call me a bitch. Number one. Number two, you don't fake like you're about that life. If you want to scrap, if you want to make this money, let's do it. If you don't, shut your mouth. Just do your thing. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I mean, and as far as the actual fight. As far as the actual fight being in Ireland, like just go ahead and do it for March 17th,
Yeah.
2017, like 3/17/17. The marketing's already there. The numbers sound cool. Like, what else could you ask for? St. Patrick's Day, Ireland, Woodley,
And potentially a third title.
Mhm.
So that's what I thought today. Do it.
biggest ever.
Do it. Like
Biggest ever.
before I would, I think this time last year we were kind of sick of these types of fights, and now with the WME and their entertainment background, I'm like, just do it. Do
Might
all
as
these
well.
big fights.
Yep,
Just
might
do
as
them
well.
all.
Might
Like,
as well.
let's not pretend like it's who's supposed to get the fight anymore. Let's just do them. Do these big cards. Like,
Yep.
do these big fights.
Yep.
I'm in.
And I mean, what better place? And I mean, like it, and it's. I would say that as far as St. Patrick's Day is concerned, besides Ireland, it's probably second biggest here.
Yeah.
And with all the, the parades and the fanfare and the different things that go on, and you're going to be able to drag in so many casual viewers that don't necessarily watch MMA all the time. And
Yeah.
I think it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. And I know the only thing I would think that would hold it up is if Conor doesn't want to fight, because I know he was saying that he wanted to take some time off. But I don't think you miss out on that opportunity if
Man,
you're
That's gonna be a
UFC
long Saturday
or
for
him.
me. That's gonna be a
Oh,
long
God.
Saturday for me.
I might take it off.
I already did. you know, I do every year
Yeah,
though.
oh, yeah,
I take
you
the
do.
weekend
You
off
do.
every
You
year,
do.
but I
You
already
do.
put it in like last month.
Maybe we can hang out and we can do the tour
Oh,
together.
Jesus!
I don't know if
man.
I'll make it though.
I don't know if I'll make it, dude. I am up at like
I might have to tap
7:30
out
that morning.
Yeah.
Shit.
I remember college, like some of the stuff that would go down on St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, the 6 a.m. keg and egg.
Yeah, college.
Yeah.
Yep, college. Yeah.
How many years ago was that?
That was a long time.
Okay.
You don't need to talk about it. No math. I don't do math, bro. All right. So that's a big announcement. Some other big announcements too. It was a big announcement week this for a lot of cards coming up. Junior Dos Santos versus Stefan Struve at UFC Halifax in February. Cool. I like that. It's nice.
Yep.
Not much to say about it right now,
No.
but just an announcement. Another big announcement, though, and we'll be talking a little bit about this later, too. Holm versus Germaine de Randamie. I've never heard of her.
Yeah. I've heard of her, but I knew the name when I saw it, but I haven't.
And see, I knew
paid too
the
much
face
attention
when I saw the picture, but I didn't know her name. And so I'm not really familiar with it that much. But they're going to have an inaugural UFC women's featherweight division. And we're going to talk about that later.
Mm-hmm.
But Holm and de Randamie are gonna fight for the featherweight title. I like it. Like I like new divisions. We're always real skeptical about them at first, and then they blow up. The strawweight, the bantamweight, and both men's and women's.
This one is a no-brainer to me.
Yeah.
Like it's been a long time coming. They could probably even add one more, but I think this is good for right now.
Yep, I do too, man.
And especially with the UFC initially saying that they were only going to have one women's division, and now it's turning into 3. So can't be mad at that.
I like it, man. I like it. Vitor Belfort versus Kevin Gastelum, UFC Brazilian. I knew I was gonna say, how do you feel? He is getting love, and you are hating it. Gastelum is getting love now at 185. Is that what he is? 185 now? They're just keeping him there.
They're just gonna keep raising it up.
Yeah,
it'll be a 205 next because he can't make a fucking weight cut. Like I don't hate him as a person. Like he's a good person. Everything we saw in the Ultimate Fighter, he's a good fighter too, and he's young, up and comer. But I do not appreciate the way that he has had to back out of fights over the last few times, and that's a way that you wear thin, I think, with fans. And I am surprised that they have continued to support him the way that they have. So maybe they see something, even bigger in store for him. So they're willing to continue to go out.
Maybe
they're
punishing
like
him by just giving him
fight after fight.
Fight after fight.
You have to constantly cut weight.
Yeah.
So we just
and Vitor Belfort's no walk in the park.
No.
I mean, he might not be as good as he was 10 years ago, but it's no walk in the park.
No.
So
I'm kind of surprised that he's still hanging on. I guess. Is that let's real quick. Is that a bigger win for Belfort or for Gastelum? Should they win?
At this point, I think it's still a bigger win for Gastelum because of the name. Okay. But you're right. It's kind of even. Yeah. I don't know.
Because to me, it would say a lot for Belfort to come back and be able to get that.
It probably means more for Belfort, but will get Gastelum farther. I don't know. So
makes sense.
Yeah, I like this next card though, man. This is shaping up beautifully. UFC Fight Night Denver, which our boy Eric Sheldon's on. Yes. He got on one of the best cards of this year so far, or a good kickoff card of the year. So main event now. Valentina Shevchenko versus Julianna Pena. Awesome. Yes. That's going to be a great stand-up fight. Their ground game is both good too. I like that fight a lot. And I was wondering who they're going to give Julianna. And Shevchenko's pretty good. Shevchenko, pretty good. Donald Cerrone versus Jorge Masvidal. Stand-up bang war.
Can we just... I might have to go out on a limb and say that... Well, we'll probably do this for our first show and recap 2016. But
I knew what you were gonna say.
Man, he might have been the best fighter of fucking 2016.
I think so, man.
Jesus, man, just the ascent that he's had, the fights that he's taken, the willingness to fight constantly.
Yeah,
and
the
once
way,
he gets in there, he's kicking ass.
Yeah, and the way he wins too. Yeah, they're
like unexpected. I didn't think he was gonna be that good. didn't think so, especially for someone who's had a career as long as his career's been to.
He's just a good fighter. He's just good.
Plain
And it doesn't
old,
really matter what weight he's at, I don't think.
Yep.
So, this last one too, Andre Arlovski versus Francis Ngannou. They're giving Ngannou some play too, and I like that too. They're testing him out, see if he's really as good as the hype, and he's living up to it. And Andre Arlovski too, if he beats Andre, good, but namesake wise. That's what they're looking for, I think. So, and they're trying to draw him in and say like, I don't know who Francis Ngannou is. I do know Arlovski, so I'm gonna watch. Right. And then if he wins, oh, okay, shit, this guy just beat Arlovski. So, I like what they're doing. It seems like these fights are happening. Good fights are happening. Fights we want to see. These cards are coming together. Like they did a good job matchmaking in 2016, which was a problem a couple years ago with matchmaking. Sure. So I think I'm excited. I know I'm excited for 2017 for the matchmaking if they're going to be doing stuff like this. So yeah. So here's how the show goes. High kick of the week is the best thing going on that we talk about. Low kick is the worst. That's some bull kick is where we just shoot the shit about something weird. We've got some Coco kicks, Coco high kicks, Colo kicks. That's some fun stuff. And then we've got literally voted 2016's worst segment. I saw it. It was a poll. It was online. Worst segment of the year. We got so many awards. I don't even have room for them anymore.
Worst segment on the best show.
Worst segment on the best show. And you guys know what I'm talking about, you wrestling fans. You know what I'm talking about. So we'll be doing that. All right. High kick of the week. Urijah Faber. Urijah Faber for his win over Brad Pickett. Urijah Faber for a great career. He never got the belt, but he had a great career. I liked watching him fight. It was sad to see. It was a little sad to see him go. I didn't, I wasn't balling in my seat, but I was like, dude, I've been watching this guy for 10 plus years, man. And he went out beautifully, man. Yeah,
I mean, you can't, as much as people want to give him crap about not winning the big one, and we have to. So I mean, we can't act like we haven't done that either. But yeah, you have to look back on his career and look at the longevity of his career, the shape that he was able to stay in, to be able to leave the sport on a high note, and also not, he doesn't strike me as somebody who is shell shocked from the sport. He has so many other ventures that he's going to be able to be involved in over the next segment of his life. So it's not like he's leaving and, man, I wonder what's going to happen to Urijah Faber, or is he going to be down and out and looking for another fight, like Bernard Hopkins.
Oh, man.
Something like that.
Yeah, that was rough to watch.
at 52. And,
Jesus, man.
Yeah, but don't want to make that comparison. But yeah, it was a great fight to see him go out the way that he went out. And, well done on a great career.
He was one of the first guys that really capitalized on sponsors and making the most out of the sponsors he had. He ended up having a Torque brand. He had another brand for a while too. I can't remember. He made Team Alpha Male. He made, it started off with all of them living on. I don't know if they still live on that block together,
yeah, I don't know.
but I would imagine not. But for a while, they were just like a fight community, and then they just trained together, lived together. I mean, it was awesome. And he was also one of the people that early on when I was getting these interviews for Ola, all these fighters would be really serious and tough, and the interviews were real cut and dry. And then I had a Urijah Faber interview, and he's like, "Oh, what's up, bro? What's going on, man? How you doing?" I was like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" It was great, dude. It made me feel so comfortable, and he'd really talk to me and probably everybody else "Oh, what's going on, man? I'm just I'm just lounging around. Let's do this interview." And it was great. It was cool.
Even seeing him in Milwaukee, with the Q&A that he had with the fans, and the media in Milwaukee, it was great.
Yep.
You can tell that's just the type of dude that he is.
Yep.
And that makes you respect the person more.
Yeah.
To see if they're not a douche.
Yeah. No, for sure. And question for you though about this fight: should it have been stopped? Did he not? When he knocked down Brad Pickett, he went out for a second.
He was out.
He followed it with some ground and pound. That could have been stopped at that point. He could have got a knockout win for his last fight. Were you surprised that it wasn't?
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
Because I thought that
I thought they were gonna give it to him like give him the knockout.
You hate to say that, but you have to know that
though.
Right,
he earned it.
You have to know that sort of thing and that sort of that is floating in the back of the official's head. Like, if I can stop this and give him to go out on a KO, and I was kind of surprised that it didn't.
I was too, man. Even in Sacramento, it was, and then those follow-up shots, Pickett's head was bouncing off the floor. I was like,
easily.
Oh shit, man! Yeah. So it was still a great fight, but he pretty much dominated that. So I was surprised. I thought they were gonna stop it, and they didn't. So gotta give the high kick to Urijah Faber. I'm curious to see what happens next with him. Everybody, though, at Team Alpha Male is going to flourish, though, with him now being able to focus on maybe being a coach, maybe being an owner, or continue to be an owner. Just good stuff. Oh, man, this high kick. Best interview of the year. High kick goes to Dominick Cruz and Cody Garbrandt for their interview on UFC on Fox. Hands down, one of my favorite interviews. For a few reasons. It was
everything that you could want one of those interviews to be. It was the anti who was it?
Oh, it was the anti Chael Sonnen, Tito Ortiz. Towards the end, Garbrandt got a little bit caught up. Yeah. Dominick Cruz murdered him. He murdered him. It was like watching an adult yell at a child. Like, it got. I loved it. And I love, me, I love people that argue like Dominick Cruz does. Doesn't yell, stays composed, but just buries you. Tears you apart. And he knew what he was doing. My favorite line too was, "I've bought houses off of the people of your teammates that I beat. All of them. I beat all of them." I was like, "Oh my god." And he just said it, and he has. Garbrandt had nothing for him. It did make me dislike Garbrandt just a bit, and he's supposed to be the heel in this situation.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be, and I get that, and I do get caught up in that kind of that stuff too. And I'm a Garbrandt fan, 100%. But I didn't like the street Garbrandt coming out at that moment. Yep. I didn't like it, and so that makes me want to watch it even more. So well done, everybody.
Yep.
Well done
all the way around. It was like you said, the stuff with Cruz and the sort of, I'm better than you, I'm smarter than you, I can articulate it better than you, and you're just gonna sit there and take it. Like, it was when I hadn't seen it until you texted me the interview. So when I saw,
you have to text the unedited version too, because on TV you couldn't. It was dead silence for like 30 seconds, and I was like, oh god, I gotta find this later.
But just to seeing those two names in the link, I knew how it was going to turn out. And you knew, you listen to Cruz talk about fights, and you know that this guy knows how to talk. He knows the sport. We've seen him talk trash before. You knew what it was going to be, and it was just as good as you thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And I give Cody credit for even sort of wanting to do it, because both fighters have to agree to it. You can't really force the two guys to sit down and do something like that. But I thought that he held his own as much as he could for being as young a fighter as he is, and not having that sort of marquee victory under his belt yet. But he has the opportunity now. You can talk as much trash as you want, but when you have that opportunity to back all that up, he can make things look entirely different if he comes out and knocks Cruz out.
Now,
I don't see it happening, but hey,
no, and there's a chance too, and that's why he's like, I'm here for a reason, and I believe that you are. But this goes out to Cody Garbrandt's manager, whoever you are. Please don't let him say fate again. How do you see yourself winning? It's in the stars. I've pictured myself beating you since I was a child. You're gonna have to make him stop saying that.
That sounded like that was out of like the UFC interview book.
Yep.
Like where you just
it's my destiny.
Chapter 4.
Whenever I hear you say destiny,
page 8, paragraph 3.
Man, you don't have to say it. Just say, man, I've been knocking people out fast.
This is what I do.
That's all you have to say, and you're next. Done. That's fact. Destiny, fate. It's
the Goldberg coming out of you. You're next. You just can't help it. such a WWE fan that Goldberg just comes out and you didn't even really notice it.
Look, man, you get a segment later, okay? We're not bleeding the segment into this one, okay? So yeah, that's we're gonna talk about it later, but I'm excited about just the 30th. Excuse me, my peeps calling me. The 30th, I'm excited. That's co-main event. Love it. Perfect timing for this.
Yeah.
Fox. Everybody is watching this card on Fox too. So great time to plug that in, get people excited for the 30th even more.
And speaking of Fox, did you see that they're gonna re-air? What was that? 206.
That's on www.allamericannews.com last night. Boom. Plug. Check it out. Yeah, that's a great Christmas present from Dana. Re-airing to UFC 206, the 4 big cards or 4 big fights from that card. Awesome, man. If you guys haven't seen that Choi Swanson card, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, you filthy animal.
Oh my God. I tried to find that shirt, man. I tried to find and I saw one come through some website the other day, and it was like black shirt with gold letters, and I wanted that for my undershirt for my Christmas outfit this year. So I got this little like jean jacket thing, hoodie jean jacket. I want I couldn't find it, man.
I haven't looked for it, but
I love that line.
Yeah, I'd probably be wearing it like today if I had something like that.
I know. All right. I know, bro. I love saying that. I know, bro. That's my favorite, man. That's my favorite line this year. All right, so Colo Kick. We talked about a little bit. You got?
Yeah, a little bit, but I got some more.
All right, good.
I don't know how I feel if these should be Coco high kicks. Should they be Colo kicks? I don't know, but I'm just going to talk about them.
Okay.
Diaz in his $20 million fight request, I should say. I didn't really know how to take this, but most of me says like, dude, you're an idiot for trying to ask for that much.
Yeah.
If you're not fighting McGregor, like if you were fighting McGregor, maybe you could make a case for it, maybe. But if you're fighting anybody else, it's sad to say, but nobody really gonna care. Like, I mean, you've made a bigger name than you were before, but that was only really because of McGregor,
right?
And to demand that is a little bit ludicrous, and as Mike Tyson would say. But also on the other side of the coin, I kind of feel as though it's cool for him to come out and demand something like that, only because if you're gonna state what your price is, and maybe you're going, you're doing negotiation tactics and saying I'm gonna go shoot the moon high, then they'll meet me at like $4 million, and I'll be super happy
20.
about it.
No, okay, 3.
So yeah, if those are the negotiation tactics, I'm cool with it. But if he's seriously, legit and expecting that, nah, that's not gonna.
No, and I'm so curious too in 2017 of who his next fight is, because he has had 2 giant fights, his last 2 fights. So yeah, it's hard to follow that up with anything but a big fight too. But he's still not high on the list for pound for rankings. Right. His division, he's not. I don't know if he's even top 5 in his own division. I don't even know what his division is actually right now. But so. Yeah, I get that too, and I saw that, and I'm like, oh man, like some of the fans the new fans that you got, I don't know if they're longevity fans. They were fans of the moment, and now that the dust is settled, they're probably like, oh, well, yeah, I loved Nate Diaz that weekend. He beat Conor McGregor, but now I'm like, yeah, he's cool.
I feel like Nate has a crew of like hardcore fans, like. There's a certain group of people who Nate Diaz is perfect for. Yeah. And those people will support him, day in, day out. Not saying that you're one of them.
No.
You kind of are. But
I kind of am. But I'm saying another person that kind of should be is Sage Northcutt. We're going to talk about that later. Did you see that picture?
No. What picture?
Backstage when Sage Northcutt met the Diaz brothers after the fight?
No.
Oh, my God, dude. We're going to talk about it.
Find it.
We're going to talk about it. If I could frame that picture of the Diaz brothers and Sage standing there, I'm like, please.
What was interesting about it? You have to talk about it now.
That they had met, they wanted to meet Sage, and they wanted to help him. They wanted to help him on the ground. for his ground game.
That is a...
Please, Sage, can you train with the Diaz brothers?
That's a reality show.
Yep.
Isn't it?
Can the Diaz brothers? Oh my God, man.
That's a reality show.
That
doesn't even compute.
No, dude, I'm like, oh my God.
Just
Sage comes out next time with the shaved head, like tattoos, like gets in trouble for smoking weed.
It's like training day.
Yeah. Yep. Sage says,
that's
King
it.
Kong ain't got nothing on it.
Right? It's just like the way that they took what's his name? Ethan Hawke's character to the super hood. That's what I would imagine.
Drop him off. Let me see your gun.
Mm-hmm. that's Sage, in the bathtub getting beat down.
So that's what I was saying. That's what Nate Diaz needs to do right now is focus on being Sage Northcutt's coach.
Yes, please.
Please.
And
he
needs it.
He needs it. He needs the Diaz brothers.
Bad.
Oh God.
Bad. But we'll talk about that later.
All right. You got anything else?
Yeah.
Damn. All right.
One more thing. Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Tony Ferguson, and how it's being held up because of Ferguson's contract demands.
I think people are getting turned off. Don't do that to the fans. Don't turn us off from this fight that we're so excited to see.
Exactly.
But if you keep doing this kind of stuff and delay it, it's gonna be like every other fight that we were really excited for, but got 4 years later.
You lose the steam. And what my whole thinking out of that was, and the first thing that I thought when I saw it, is Ferguson is another person who does not want to fight Nurmagomedov.
Yep.
I don't. The career killer, because that guy is just, he's a monster.
He is, man.
I was seeing some rumors about them wanting to do a UFC card in Russia for the first time. That as a main event, that's must-see TV.
Yeah.
That's 100% must-see TV. And I think that Ferguson probably doesn't want to fight him. He needs to. I think that's the fight that everybody wants to see.
Right.
It would put both of those guys in a featured spot, which they haven't been before. And the UFC needs it. Russia needs it. Trump needs it. That whole Dana Trump Russia connection. That's legit though. That's legit.
I know, man.
Dana and Mr. Trump are tight.
Yep.
And Mr. Trump is real tight with Mr. Russia, Mr. Putin. So. I could see that happening, and it'd be kind of awkward. I think that would be interesting.
I'll watch.
Oh, for sure. I kind of think Ferguson might be a little nervous, so maybe he wants to get some more money to ensure his.
Who else? At this point, who else? Once again, I don't want to see Ferguson fight anybody else. I don't want to see Khabib fight anybody else. I will watch them fight whoever, but that's the fight that needs to happen. But it's just weird. This is gonna be a weird year. Mm-hmm. We're gonna see a lot of fights like we saw early on. Some fights that make sense, and some that don't at all. Mm-hmm. Even bigger than this year. Mm-hmm. I think we're just gonna see some really weird, what? Oh, all right.
It's another year of transition.
It is, man. It's a weird year of transition too for the UFC. They've got all the big players, but they're using them as chess pieces more than they ever had before, which is gonna be weird. All right.
Yep. And we'll talk more about the chess game later.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
So
next.
Low kick goes to Sage. What?
This is chess game conversation.
This is yeah. So low kick goes to Sage and Paige and Sage. Sage Northcutt, Paige VanZant. They both lost on Fox to Michelle Watterson, to Mickey Gall. I said time to stop giving these two preferential treatment. Time to stop giving them the limelight. Great. They look like an Abercrombie and Fitch ad, but who cares? Who cares? They're just okay fighters. They're not, and they're just supposed to be okay fighters. They're not supposed to be these huge, great fighters right now. So stop doing this to them. It's not working. They were completely exposed on Saturday. Textbook rear naked chokes for both of them. At least. I don't say at least, but I wouldn't go to sleep myself really, you're not. If you got me, I'm tapping. Like, I'm not gonna risk concussions and going out brain damage just to save face.
Tough. Yeah.
But having said that, I'm not tapping out in the first second like Sage did either. There's a middle ground between the way Sage tapped out and the way Paige went to sleep. But man, it looked like adults and kids fighting, didn't it?
Yeah.
Even though Mickey Gall's a kid too, it just looked like high level versus amateur, professional versus amateur.
And going back to your comment on going out, like it's going out is almost that's a mentality that you have to walk into a fight with. Like that's a mindset that you had to say, if I get choked out, I'm gonna go. Like it, to me, that's almost easier than tapping out. Like it's easier to say, I'm gonna go into this fight, and if they get me, they get me, as opposed to saying, I'm gonna have to give up myself and just say I quit.
Right.
Even though it's smarter. Yeah. Even though it's much smarter. I think it takes so much more to be able to say, all right, you got me, than to say, oh, I'm just gonna go. Like, even though in my head I'm like, fuck that.
It's a weird
that.
And it's a weird gamble, because I'm pretty sure some people have tapped out when they probably could have held on a little bit more, but it's literally seconds.
And
and some people say, like, I was about to tap out and then I went out. Well, you missed the window. Yeah. Like, you missed the window, and the window's fast, but I still think
the window.
Yeah. The lights are. It's getting dark. It's getting dark, mama. so
I'm coming home.
Yeah, it's a weird thing too. But when Michelle, oh my God, too, when she flipped her, she did the head sweep. Like, I haven't seen that takedown in a long time.
Like you said, it was textbook. It was what was to probably be expected.
Yeah.
But I think there is a silver lining in all of this.
Sure. There always is.
Michelle Waterson is a superstar for the UFC. She is a star. She is what you want Paige to be, but with the talent to probably go towards the top of that division.
Yes.
She may not reach the absolute pinnacle of that division, but she is the pretty package that you want, and has a lot of the fighting skills to go behind it. She also has the also being a mom. Like that's gonna bring in women who also have kids and who watch fights and say, "Oh, she has a daughter, and she was crying about her daughter." Like that stuff. It made me feel a little certain way, so I know that it has to make women feel a certain way.
Well, it made me too when I saw some of the pictures of the pre-fight show. She's like high-fiving her daughter, and they're like doing splits and I was like, well, that's fucking cute.
Yep.
Like you don't see that very often.
And then on top of that, she's gorgeous. Like, I mean, that doesn't hurt either. No. And you also have someone who is I won't say star, but an up and comer in Mickey Gall. Everything that you want Sage to be talent wise, is what Mickey Gall is.
That's a good point, man.
It's just, if that's the silver lining that the UFC has to find out of this, is that we kind of burned out our stars, but we can replace them with other stars who actually have talent, or I should say who actually have more talent.
Right.
Sage and Paige both have talent, but they haven't been in the sport long enough. If they were 26 instead of 22, we would see drastically different fighters.
Yeah.
But the part that scares me about them, and I played tennis when I was younger, and especially in women's tennis, men's tennis too.
You played women's tennis when you were younger?
I did.
That was an awesome tennis. I played tennis when I was younger, and especially in women's tennis. Like, what?
The point that I'm making about women's tennis, I should say, is that you had so many stars who came along as teenagers that by the time they reached their early 20s, like you had girls in that sport who were 16, 17 playing at the highest level.
Right.
And by the time they reached 22, they were shot because they had been burnt out through junior tennis, through reaching the pinnacle so early, not being good enough to go over the top. And then by the time they hit 22, they were done. This is the problem that you may run into with Sage and Paige, is that by the time they get to 26, when they have that experience, they're not going to want to fight anymore.
Right.
Because they've taken so much of a fucking beating.
Because that's 20 years in fight years. So, and I can relate to being really good at basketball when I was like 10 to 15, 18. Got a scholarship at 18 to go to the Bulls, and I was like, I'm done. I've been balling for 8 years, 10 to 18. I'm done. Like, what? Just go straight to the Bulls. I'm 18 years old. I was a kid. Like, I can't do it. I can't do it. So I can relate.
Yes,
I can relate. But you're right though. Like, I want Sage and Paige. Anybody that's watching me, like, this guy's the worst basketball player ever. I can shoot a 3-pointer because I can't dribble.
At
for
least
shit.
you didn't blow out your knee playing basketball.
This is true. This is true. Sorry, buddy. You're better. That's old. We don't look back.
8 months.
We're going forward. We don't look back.
Okay.
No look back.
Shirt.
No looking back.
This needs to be on a shirt.
Yep.
New kick and make up shirts.
You don't look behind you because you're not going that way. Forward. All right.
Always forward.
Always forward. That's from a movie, right? Shit. You said that and I'm like, it's a movie quote. Always
Not
forward.
a movie quote.
I should know this.
TV show quote. Always forward. Forward always.
Luke Cage.
Yes.
All right. I still haven't finished it. I'm worthless. All right. I'm a poser,
Good recovery,
man.
though. Good recovery.
Yeah, I got it because, that was a sweet Christmas too, you said. And I was like, what? And then I feel like, oh, shit, these are all... I'm a poser. I wear the T-shirts. I don't watch the show. All right. I need to finish it, though. Anyway, so I'm curious to see what they do with Sage and Paige.
I love that low kick. That's like one of the... It's so superficial on the outside, but it's such a deeper conversation that you can have with when you consider both of them and their place in the sport. I really hope that we're going to see more, out of them in the future, but I don't feel confident in that.
I don't know who even next, they fight, or if they. I don't want them to be on main cards.
It's hard to reset. Like, it's hard to reset.
You just have to eat crow, man. You got to eat shit if you're the UFC, which they don't do, and you have to say like, all right, cool, we tried, it didn't work out. So now they're going to be the main event. And it sucks for Paige and Sage, too, because, like, they've been used to being on the main card. But you haven't been winning on the main cards, really. So now you're going to be the main event of the prelims, and that happens. And it's fine. So get back up there.
They need to get them some wins.
Yeah, they do.
Rebuild.
All right. So the bull kick this week. This is a weird bull kick because I know she watches the show. And
legit.
Like, so Cyborg.
I didn't even think about that.
I wrote this and I'm like, shit. So Cyborg, I'm a huge fan of yours. Hello.
Hi.
We've seen. That's awesome that you watch. Thank you. So that is a surreal moment too. Like, so anyway, but
a lot of times we joke and we always say like so and so's watching it. Like, no, she legit watching.
Yeah, and so maybe you can comment below.
Yes. Please do.
If you watch this, please comment below and make some sense of this, because I have tried to do some research on this. But initially, my thoughts were, so this is the bull kick this week. Cyborg Justino is saying no to the fight with Holm for the inaugural 145 featherweight women's division in the UFC. The division that they're pretty much making for her. Apparently,
that they said they weren't going to do.
Right. Apparently, they offered Cyborg the fight. She said no. Dana White revealed last week that he offered Cyborg 2 different opportunities to compete for the belt at UFC 208, which was originally scheduled in January, and then again was scheduled for 209 in Brooklyn in February, but she turned it down. It's no surprise to me. It's always been personal between Dana and me, Cyborg said in a statement. I agree to fight Holly at UFC Brazil in March, and had no problem fighting her for the first belt. I just asked them to give me a date in March. So that is what I thought was bull kick, was that, man, they went from no to a date in January to a date in February, and you said no March. You got to make those January, February fights. And I know the weight cutting's hard, and I know everything around it is just tough, but oh my God! Why? And Tito Ortiz was also her coach, or her manager, I believe. He was on a podcast I listened to, and he said he was even surprised that she said no. That it was like, what? We've been waiting for this for 3-4 years, and now you get it, and now it's a month. Like, it's all not gonna happen because you want March instead of February. You really can't get February. Make some sense of this for me, please, Cyborg.
Yeah. The only thing, isn't there some sort of is there a video or a documentary or something that is supposedly like covering her last weight cut and how it went down?
I haven't seen that, but it looked horrendous, right? I mean, when she was on the ground and like,
right.
yeah. So I know
like there's something. I know I read it somewhere that there's either a video that they were making just like chronicling it or something like that's going to be released soon, or it was something that came out before this. So I'm guessing that she feels as though it takes so much out of her to do it, and like I don't want to make excuses, because to me it doesn't compute on the initial levels when you hear it. Like, yeah, it's just a month, but me sort of understanding with my knee injury, like if I would have decided to come back now as opposed to a month from now, which is when I'm supposed to come back, I think that does make a difference. But I think it's different for a fighter when you have done the whole weight cutting thing before, and you don't have to do it as hard as you've done it before in the past. Because, like, I mean, to a person on the outside, you might think that a pound is, or 5 pounds isn't really that much, because she's already cut to 140 before. But that's a huge difference.
Oh, that's
a huge difference.
Yeah.
So,
and you get, like you said, you get better at weight cutting. I had my first taste of that when I fought, and I was like, this is crazy, this weight cutting. And then you got better at it. But yeah, a month. And I don't mean to say like, oh, it's just a month, but
it is just a month, though. It really is.
We've known about this, and this should have been in the back of your mind for years, that this was a possibility. You've been asking for this. You have to always be ready for it, and now it's here, and it's a month.
Let it go.
I'm like, oh, there must be bigger reasons.
Yeah,
there has to be. And
maybe, and like she said about the stuff with Dana, maybe she doesn't like the way Dana has approached the whole thing, and the UFC has a rather storied history of saying they're not going to do things and then doing them.
Yeah.
And then the way that he kind of went about shitting on Cyborg before now saying that, oh, well, here you go. Like, that is kind of shitty. And I could see her being a little bit bitter. Now, that would be effective if it was the UFC was run by Cyborg Justino. Like, that would be cool. Like, you could do that. But when the UFC is run by someone else, you're missing your opportunity.
I can't get into Holly Holm being the UFC featherweight champion when I know that Cyborg, for me, is the champion. Everybody knows that. Right. So until you fight her, all those women have to say, like, yeah, I got this belt, but I haven't fought the world's best at 45. Yeah. So you got to get her in there. This might not be happening now, but it's got to happen. You got to get her, or else you're not really the champion.
No,
this is how it is.
I don't know of anybody who wants that fight.
Nope. And I don't think Holly Holm would beat Cyborg. I don't think this other woman, I keep saying girl, this other woman would beat her either. I just don't see anybody really beating Cyborg right now at 45. So
no, but yeah, you gotta. She has to take the next fight that she has available, and you just hope that, and you know how petty the UFC is. Yeah. They'll sit on her. They'll sit on her and say,
Tom Petty.
Yeah. Well, they'll sit on her and make her go till August or something.
They will,
and just wait. So. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. That'll be an interesting division too. What they decide to do with that. Yeah. I wonder how many of the fighters in bantamweight are gonna jump up.
I feel like a lot.
Yeah,
because they don't have to cut as much.
Right.
So I think they're gonna have some good stuff going on.
Mm-hmm. I think, it's Rousey came up with the idea, and she kind of talked about it on Twitter. This was maybe a month and a half, 2 months ago. But she was talking about it before they had announced this new division. But she was saying that if they could somehow fight sort of like an Invicta or something like that at a higher weight class, and then sort of, kind of co-work to so that you wouldn't have fighters cutting all the way down to 35 every time. Basically, is what she was trying to say. And
I like that.
Now you can kind of do that if you, but having the two belts kind of messes it up though, because you kind of got to stay in one. You can't flow between the other one.
So hopefully we get some.
Something else I want to say.
Okay, go ahead. I was gonna say hopefully we get Cyborg to comment.
Yeah,
if you know her, have her comment. Tell her about this segment.
Right.
Like I want to hear it from her.
Yeah, I do too.
I do too.
Me too. But yeah, on totally different subject. What's the stuff with Aldo and him saying now that he it was something about the interim belt or something like that, or no, it wasn't interim belt.
You know what? I didn't click on that.
Yeah, it was.
I saw it come through when I was doing my notes. I didn't click on it. It was that Holloway has the interim belt, but he doesn't want to fight Holloway. He's waiting. He's holding out for McGregor, or something weird. But it's like that's not gonna happen. We just went through this.
Yeah, we just went through the whole interim belt bullshit stuff, and now you're pulling that. What are you doing?
No,
I mean, of all people and all the complaints that he had and all the shit that he was talking about fighting, and
I feel like that was another announcement that they're gonna have a lightweight interim title fight coming up.
I think that's what it was.
And I stopped reading because I fucking hate the word interim.
Yeah.
So whenever I saw that, I instantly was like, I wasn't in the mood for it right then. I didn't want, because I just think it's pointless unless it's like a huge injury and it's for a small. But don't just do it like they did for Aldo and for Holloway and Pettis just to say it's a title fight. Then I don't like it. Then you're just strictly trying to bring in people to watch it, and the title doesn't mean anything.
No, I'd rather they have like a number one contender fight. You know what I mean?
Don't
put a belt.
Yeah, then everybody has belts.
Yep.
Then it takes away from the
fake
belt.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
One more thing.
Wait, no.
No. You're not gonna make that segue. No.
Damn it!
I'm denying the segue.
You knew it too. You fucking said it. And you knew it.
Yep. Denying the segue. One more thing. The grappling championships, which we've heard so much about over the past few weeks. Cool event, but the names of people who want to fight John Jones now is starting to annoy the piss out of me.
Yeah.
I
saw somebody come up today. I think you probably saw the same one. Yes. I was like,
who was it?
I don't know his name, but
who was it? I read so much. I read so much this morning and every morning that it kind of all blends together. But just seeing that another person wants to fight John Jones, or another person wants to be in this grappling stuff.
Well, this submission underground grappling is gonna blow up if they do Misha Tate and Mackenzie Dern. Do you know who?
Yes.
I did see that.
I only know about Mackenzie Dern from you. So
that's. I mean, number one, that's a great grappling fight. Number two, they're both pretty beautiful, so that doesn't hurt anything either. Mm-hmm. But I think this submission underground grappling is going to get a pretty big in 2017.
I like it. I just don't want it to be the place that fighters go when they're suspended or when they're past their prime in UFC.
It's going to be, because you can always roll. And I know that too, because I literally last week saw somebody that I used to fight with, and he's still fighting, and I haven't trained in a year, probably over a year, maybe longer. I lied, it's longer. So but the first thing I said, like, he's getting ready for a fight, I'm like, oh, call me up, man, if you guys are rolling. Like, I'll pop in cold turkey, pop in, throw on, and roll around. I haven't trained. I wouldn't say, oh, let's spar, or let's fucking roll around. Like, you can still get fucked up rolling around cold turkey, but it's something in your head. It's like, it's not as bad, but it's still in there. And so that's exactly what's going to happen, is you're going to see people just do it and just accept it, and it's going to be all right. All right, so now that you ruined my segue, I'll start off with, I don't need that today. So when I was finding songs last week for the segment, I was so happy to find the song last week. It was very nice, 12 Days of Christmas. So weird that it was like our show themed.
Really?
Interesting.
You just Googled and found it?
Yeah, no, I dug through boxes. I found the cassette.
Okay.
And then I dubbed it onto the CD, and then I dubbed it onto
Boner Jams 08?
Yeah, Boner Jams 08. hitting hard, hitting the bass hard. All right, so I found another one, so I'm gonna sing it for you. Another Christmas, Xmas, triple Xmas. So here we go. Yep, the triple Xmas mix. All right, so this one, it's sung. It's kind of like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, but it's called CM the Fake Real Fighter. CM the Fake Real Fighter tried to join the UFC, but if you ever saw him, you would probably say he blows. All of the other fighters always laugh and call him names. They never let poor CM join in any real fight games. Wow. Then one foggy fight night eve, Dana came to say, CM with your fist so light, won't you fight on my card tonight? Then all the fighters loved him, and they shouted out with glee, sorry you lost in a minute, but at least you'll be on WWE and me.
I have to give you credit, man. Your songs you kind of been nailing it. You kind of been nailing it. I have to give you credit for that one. That's probably the best one.
I liked it. Thank you.
That was how long did that take? Like for real?
20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That's really good.
It took about 20 minutes to half an hour.
I mean, you are shitting on what I care about, but it's good.
I know. Thank you. There's a lot you can do in the aisle at Sam's when you're waiting for your tires.
Maybe you should go there often.
It's
just
my new like think spot. Like
forget going to what's the cafe you go to when you write?
Oh, by the Papes up there. What is that called? It's had 2 or 3 names in the last year though. Radical Effect maybe I think is what it is now, or Against the Grain, one of the two. It was I don't know.
Say don't go there anymore. Just go to
Sam's Lazy Boy. I was just typing, singing. I'm like laughing at myself, looking like a freak. All right, so this is the segment that none of you have been waiting for. WWE and me.
But it's the segment that gets retweeted the most.
Is it still?
Yes, by far. So
cool. All right.
Somebody must really like you're shitting on WWE.
Okay, get your fingers ready and retweet. So this is the segment where I find things that are going on right now in the world of wrestling. This guy loves it. I hate it. I love making fun of wrestling. I used to like it when I was a child. I also believed in Santa Claus. I also, there's a lot of things I believed when I was a kid. And then I grew up and I don't anymore. And you still do. So,
can I say something real quick?
Sure.
I just saw Jay McAdams Thornton come on, and I just want to give him a shout out because he gave us a shout out.
Oh yeah.
He said shout out from Thailand. Saw my first live Muay Thai fights.
Oh my god, man.
Then I get to listen to you two guys. Much respect for all of your great knowledge about the fight game.
I'm fucking jealous.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate that. What's up, man? Oh my god, if you can train at Fairtex, please do
just
it.
Take a picture.
I know you know the Fairtex gym there. Go there. Pay whatever the day pass is. Join for the month. I don't care. Please, man. That's like on my bucket list to train Muay Thai in Thailand.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And I saw Jay riding on elephants on a picture on Facebook too. So like,
all right,
you're living it up, man. You stay living it up.
Yeah.
I know you was in Germany for forever,
Damn.
and then now you're in Thailand. So yeah, it must be nice, bro. Glad you're using that Augustana degree a little bit better than I am.
Pause. Hold. All right. Number 1, WWE. Kevin Owens. Does he have a nickname, Kevin Owens?
KO.
Oh, that's... Wow. That took 2 seconds. He had to turn that in like at midnight. 11:59, he needed a nickname. Oh, KO! All right. He yelled at a kid for wearing a Believe That shirt. Who says Believe That? It wasn't him, so that's why he got mad, because he walked out, and he's supposed to be this big asshole. And he really plays it, and he yelled at a kid, and he's like, I see your Believe That shirt. Whoever says, you don't know who says Believe That? Somebody says it, you know. Don't act like you don't know whose catchphrase that is. Bojangles. All right.
Bo something.
Bojangles. All right, so he yelled this kid, he's like, don't ever wear a Kevin Owens shirt, ever. You're not allowed to. And he like yelled at this kid because he had this other wrestler's shirt on. What an asshole, man. So these guys, like, seriously, man, it's a character. Like, don't yell at kids. That's what you guys are about. You yell at kids. I've never seen any UFC fighter yell at a kid leaving the cage, walking to or leaving the cage. But that's what you guys do. You yell at children. That's despicable.
See, I don't know how I would take that. Like, I guess it would be kind of hard to explain to a kid, I guess, that, see, then you got to get into the whole wrestling is fake conversation. And
it's
then,
a conversation that needs to happen.
Did
Probably.
he cry afterwards,
I watched this video. I was like, "Oh God, this kid!" And it was sad too. He's like getting yelled at, and then he looks back at his mom who's videotaping. Like, he's like, he didn't even know what happened. Like, this kid ruined this kid's night.
Okay, now if he was older, you'd be able to be like, "Oh, that was cool." Like, they would get it. But yeah, you can't do that to a kid.
All right, cool. We agree. All right, I'm glad we're starting off well.
Because they don't get it. They don't get it.
You don't get it either, man.
No,
you don't get it either, child.
It's real to me. Have you seen that clip before?
No.
Oh God, we're watching after the show.
All right. Number 2. This one is awesome. I laughed so hard when I saw this. So Razor Ramon posted a pic of his Christmas tree that he just put up, and he left up porn on his TV in the background. Okay. So he's like, just put up the tree, and there's just this girl getting it on the big screen below. I'm like, oh, bro.
There's one question that I have to ask.
All right.
There's one question.
Do I know Razor Ramon's real name? No, I don't.
No. Who? YouTube, Facebook, who watches porn on DVD these days?
Razor Ramon while he's putting up his Christmas tree, which is fucking weird. Like,
why not be festive and throw a little Debbie Does Iowa in the background?
I don't know. Yeah, or put on. Was it at least Christmas porn? Like was it at least like like
I don't
you
think
see
it was though.
No, it wasn't. It didn't look like it. I thought that was hilarious. And it was probably on accident too.
It was
like it wasn't. It didn't feel staged. It's like you really didn't remember to turn the TV off.
I mean, to me,
That's
it's
great.
a whole lot easier to just go in and go to a bookmark than it is to pop in a DVD.
Yeah,
like watch some porn.
I don't need my porn on a 60-inch TV in the living room. I'm good.
It's too much.
Yeah,
it's too much.
Okay, I thought it was awesome.
I'm not gonna even.
Nah, man, I'm not getting into porn conversation with you.
I want to.
Nope, I'm good, man. It's too early. It's Christmas week. Come on, man. Like it's Christmas in a couple days.
I have a great porn story that I could share right now, but I'm not gonna.
Okay, all right, cool. So we'll save it. All right. Do you want to? Is it like burning for you to share? Like,
no, it's just more so a personal porn preference for me.
Oh shit! No. All right.
Oh, shit. No, it's not bad. It's not a bad one. I guess porn is bad. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
But
all right.
The funny thing is, okay, there's watching porn. I can't even believe we talk about this. There's watching porn when you're at home, like by yourself.
Yeah.
And then there's watching porn when there's other people who may be in the vicinity.
Oh yeah.
Which are two different things. So.
Well, one's a crime. Like one's a felony, I believe. If the people are too close. Like.
No, I knew a person in college who would only watch porn when people were around.
Oh, so he got off on that shit.
Yes.
Okay, that's weird.
And not me.
Okay.
I'm a private porn person, but yeah, like computer lab, like back computer.
You like that? Like you like the element of oh man, he is really okay.
You're out there.
Yeah.
You do that? Like who does that?
Like he's like right?
Like
okay. No, that's weird. All right, let's just move on.
I don't know how we. Oh, I do know.
You still hang out with this guy?
No.
Okay, good.
No, haven't seen him in a while.
So number 3, Hulk Hogan's name was mentioned for the first time since 2015 by WWE commentator Michael Cole. Do you know why? What he was talking? Was it like you can't say Hulk Hogan anymore now?
Well, after Hulk Hogan's kind of shit on WWE, a while back, they sort of kind of banned everybody from saying his name.
All right.
I mean, they just told me they couldn't really say it. So most of them, I don't think it's like a decree where it was a paper that came down and said, don't say Hulk Hogan's name. They just know not to really mention him.
All right.
And then after the whole sex scandal too.
Oh yeah.
That came out.
That's what I thought it was more on.
They took all the stuff down from WWE and like .com and
wow.
removed all his profiles.
That probably took a long time.
But anything they do, like with him mentioning it, anything that they do when they bring somebody back like that, they're just easing you into it. Now that's on purpose.
Yeah.
Them saying like don't mention it might not have been on purpose, but that's on purpose.
Okay.
So they're just trying to open the door back up to bring him back into the fold.
Oh man. All right. Can't wait for that. We'll talk about that. Oh man, 2017 the Hulkster's back. Can't wait for it. All right. Number 4, Sting was hired as the Dallas Cowboys' new intimidation coach. Now, I watched this. Was it like a fake ESPN commercial, or was that like really what they did?
I don't think it was fake. I really think that they brought him in to like. I don't think it was an intimidation coach or anything like that. I think that's the title they gave it.
Yeah.
But they really brought him there to like get everybody hyped up.
That's so fucking stupid. Like that. Okay, back in the day, I like Sting too. But if I'm a fucking real athlete and a cowboy right now in the season, we're all good here. I don't fucking need Sting to come in with his face paint on and his bat clanking it around to win more games. We've pretty much won them all.
Yeah.
So maybe bring him in for like who's the Browns? They probably need him, right? Are they still 0-, whatever?
Then it doesn't work because you're gonna get your ass beat anyway. So it only makes sense to bring them into a winning team. But I think it's one of those things where being in a sport like that, even though it's at the highest level, even though you're on TV, I would kill to be able to be on TV every week and performing, like that in front of, millions of people. But I think that shit gets monotonous for them.
Yeah.
And I think that it's smart for a coach to do something like that, especially when you have a winning team. I saw the Cubs do it a lot this year. Like they brought in a magician and they had the day where they all wore like onesies on their flight to some city. Like you didn't know about all that. Yeah, they were doing those things. And I mean, baseball's a little different. You got like 180 some odd games in baseball. So
that's cute, I guess.
Yeah,
that's fun.
Like, it's kind of fun. So I think it's the same way.
Give everybody Puppies Day.
No.
Like bring it.
That's responsibility.
Well, not to keep, just to pet.
I think they did have animals. They brought in a petting zoo. Like legit Wrigley Field petting zoo. Like for real.
That's pretty cool though. That's pretty cool. All right. Okay.
Maybe our job should do stuff like that.
Yeah, damn. I'm like, that's for actually I can't even shit on that. Like, that's pretty fucking cool. All right. So number 5, last one of the day. Are you ready for next Tuesday? SmackDown Live. Jonathan Cena returns to SmackDown Live next Tuesday. Are you ready?
I don't know about that.
Are you ready? He's back.
He is back. He is coming back. I think
Yes.
he's going to be in Chicago too.
Oh, we're there. When I say we're there, we're not there. I'm not going. I don't
even think they credential people to cover.
Sweet.
You wouldn't even use your legit credential to go cover WWE.
Sweet Dorsey. If I want to go to a fucking WWE event as media, I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Just for that, now I'm gonna sign up for this, get it, and not go.
Wow.
No,
Ultimate disrespect.
I'll go if they let me. If you'll have me. All right,
Yeah,
so
he is
cool.
coming
Yeah,
back.
so set your DVR next Tuesday.
I Cena's stale to me. He's been stale. He's like
Just Cena.
he's a super just Cena.
You know what's stale to me?
Not all of it.
All of it. Every last one of them fighters. Stale. Like I bought some bread and I left it out.
You know everything that Cena's about, right?
I know he's about that life. I don't know it. But no, I don't know what he's about.
Like, I mean, but you have to know like what Cena does.
Like he's on he's got a TV show and he's starring in movies now and he's
not that. Like more so his character is like
hey,
all American.
Yeah.
Like what Hulk Hogan used to be.
Oh
almost.
yeah. What's his catchphrase?
Never give up. Like that type of thing. Make-A-Wish kid sort of thing. You know.
Can do it.
Pretty much.
Believe it.
Yeah, believe in yourself. Drink your milk. All that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And Jay, hey, we're gonna get you a question in a second.
Number 1.
Thank you for sharing the video either. But 2, but
everybody.
What I was gonna say about that? Stop fucking singing. What I was gonna say about that was that I hope that they finally decide to turn Cena bad, and I think that's how you can make him relevant.
Oh,
but I don't think that they will because he's Mr. Super.
No, he can be John Cena. Like, just change his name.
That wasn't a good one. Your song was better.
You fucking yelled at me to stop singing. Now I bet you wish I was singing. Maybe I wouldn't have come up with that stupid name. Yeah, I'm not proud of it either.
All right.
Whatever.
All right.
So, yeah, hey, I hope everybody enjoyed that segment. I feel like a part of me dies every time we do that segment. Like Christmas, every time we do WWE and me, an angel loses his wings.
Jesus.
Like, that's right, A Wonderful Life or something. Yeah. I lost. I don't even know where to go from here except
let's go to a Facebook question real quick.
Okay.
And this is from Jay too. He isn't the only person who's watching, but he is asking questions. He says, if you guys get time, here's my latest debate. I grew up boxing with friends, just training with them to keep me in shape for whatever sport I was playing at the time. With that said, there's a difference in a Floyd boxing and basically anyone else in the world, but really in a pure boxing match, I couldn't, and won't ever believe that Conor could last a round. That I won't budge on. With that said, I never ever would have thought Brock could come from wrestling and become a champion like it was nothing. What do you guys think the difference in the translation is? Wow. Interesting question. So first you got the boxing part. Totally agree with you on that. I don't care what Conor does. He will never, ever, ever be able to beat Floyd Mayweather.
I don't believe that. I don't think you can't ever say never ever.
Never, ever.
No, because you've seen Floyd rock before. Not once. You've seen him rocked once by Shane Mosley.
Yes.
So
also another time like 8 years before that.
I feel like if you hit him in the right spot, he's going down. He doesn't have. I don't
have confidence or faith that McGregor has enough skill to be able to get Mayweather in that danger point. That's my thing. Like, I think I could be the biggest dude in the world and have all this, punching power. But if I can't get my footwork right, or if I can't get around enough to be able to land that shot, it doesn't mean anything. And I don't think that.
You don't think he lands one good shot if they fight? And I 100% think that Floyd Mayweather beats the living piss out of Conor McGregor. But I can't guarantee that. 100% guarantee that. That's where the term puncher's chance comes in. That's where the term that if they have some crazy phone booth exchange and Conor lands it perfectly, one perfect shot, it doesn't take a ginormous lunchbox of a hand to land. You can land a good shot on the chin. You can land a good shot behind the ear and the temple.
This is how I refute that. You have guys who have worked their whole career as boxers to fight and get to the point where they fight Mayweather, and they aren't able to do it. You would then have to make the leap to tell me that McGregor is a better, stronger puncher to be able to land that shot that all these other guys couldn't land. That's my thing.
I just think because those guys are training so hard to land that one punch, you've got somebody that comes in that says, fuck it, I'm better. I'm just going to win. And for some fucking reason, that guy wins.
So it's a mental edge.
If there was anybody to do that right now, it's Conor McGregor. Is he going to do that? No, he's not. I don't think he's going to win at all. But could we be sitting here and be like, oh, Jesus, what the fuck just happened?
I feel like
oh, fuck, what the fuck just happened about 5 times with this guy throughout the last 2 years, where we're like, no way. Aldo, no fucking way. 13 seconds. Like, no, 2 belts, no fucking way. 2 belts. I can't say that anymore now.
I think that's
so crazy.
That's the leap. That's
it
the leap.
And
That's
I'm
the
not
Grand Canyon
and I'm
leap
not
right
leaping
there.
because I'm MMA over boxing because I was boxing first.
Mm-hmm.
But I am just saying, like, I can't just say no way 100%. So I just think because he's so different, he doesn't just train in boxing where it's on his mind to figure out the whole game. He's a counter fighter too. So they're both two counter punchers. It's gonna be a weird fucking fight anyway. It's gonna be a weird non-traditional fight. So all the fucking rules go out of the door for me for that fight.
You're selling me. You're selling me good, but I just can't do it.
I know, and I'm with you too. Where at the end of the day, my pick is Floyd Mayweather. Is Floyd Mayweather 100%? 99%. It's 99%.
Okay, let's jump to part 2 of the question real quick. The whole Brock being a wrestler and becoming a champion. The reason I think that happened, and I think it's an easier jump to go from wrestling to MMA than it would be from
definitely.
Boxing to MMA or MMA to boxing, back and forth. Even though they're both, all part of the same sort of discipline, I guess, so to speak. But Brock was a world-class wrestler beforehand. I think being a world-class wrestler translates directly to being a world-class MMA person or fighter, because those things are interconnected.
Yeah.
Part of, I guess you said that for boxing too, because boxing is a part.
I got my answer for this. Yeah.
MMA too, but go ahead. Yes.
I think that the reason why Brock Lesnar was so successful at the beginning was because of the fights that he was given and the fighters. He was given Heath Herring, who was pretty much a wrestler, or a grappler style of fighter. He was given Randy Couture, who was grappling, dirty boxing, which is really just grappling against the cage. He was given Frank Mir, who's submission. Until he was given an all-around fighter like Cain Velasquez, he wasn't really tested. And once he got hit once and couldn't take it. Right. So I think that it was easy for him, and he was so dominant because of the fighters that he was given. But once he was given Cain Velasquez, it was pretty much over. His career was pretty much over once he took the shots from Cain Velasquez, got kicked. Yeah. So it wasn't that. It was cool. We all got caught up with Brock Lesnar at that moment, and so did I. It was cool. But he wasn't a champion that long. He didn't ever get it back. He's now, he's suspended. Still, he was on steroids the entire time probably. Yeah. Still now.
Big surprise.
Getting caught so that it just didn't. He had his own help. He had help, so that wasn't really impressive either to me. I didn't know it at the time, but you just knew this dude's. It's fun,
right?
But it wasn't like anything. He didn't really do that much other than run at you, spear you, hold you on the ground. That's not really a full mixed martial artist to me.
True. Just that's a great answer. That's a better answer than I can give for that one. So that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Good question too.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good question.
All right, let's wrap up this 2-hour show.
Yeah.
And talk about what's coming up. So Christmas Eve, UFC 206 replay on Fox. So you guys check that out if you missed this awesome card that's going to be playing on Christmas Eve night. Then the next week, Friday, December 30th, UFC 207 on pay-per-view, end of the year card. Amanda Nunes versus Ronda Rousey, title fight. Dominick Cruz, Cody Garbrandt, title fight. Fabricio Verdum, Cain Velasquez. We'll see about that. TJ Dillashaw, John Lineker. I love that one.
Yep. That's a solid 4. Yeah. That's a real solid 4.
That is nice, man.
When you sit back and look at it all together.
Yeah.
So
yeah. The prelims too aren't too bad either. Johnny Hendricks and Neil Magny and Dong Yeon Kim versus Tarek Safedin. I'm a huge Tarek Safedin fan still, man. Even though he hasn't done a whole lot lately, I still like him. And then Saturday, December 31st, World Series of Fighting, New York City. 4 title fights for them to end the year off. Justin Gaethje, Joe Zaffarino, John Fitch, Jake Shields for the welterweight title. Bantamweight title, Marlon Moraes versus Joe Sonaldo Silva. And then the middleweight title fight, David Branch, Lewis Taylor.
Crazy good card.
Yeah, NBC. I love World Series of Fights. NBC Sports Network. If you guys haven't checked that out yet, do yourself a favor and just have it on in the background, man. What do you want? Ryan Seacrest on the background, or do you want World Series of Fighting on the background? Have them both on. Picture in picture, 2 TVs. You know, whatever you want, man. Do you still do picture in picture anymore?
I don't think so.
Shit.
I don't.
I don't know.
You know, I honestly thought about that recently.
That was a thing a long time ago that didn't ever make sense though, because you couldn't really watch either. It wasn't that important.
I guess the whole DVR age kind of messed that up.
Well, if you still have a TV from 1998, picture in picture. All right, so that's it, man.
That's it. That's a wrap.
It. We got special thanks to my brother.
Yes, for sure.
For letting us be in Parker's Pub. We didn't talk shit about your dog this week.
Nope.
You've been real busy with your baby, so happy for you, man. We'll be back at Analog Arcade Bar soon in the new year. Big announcement from us, January 1st.
Yes.
Check out Facebook,
big.
Instagram, YouTube. Check out everything. We're going to be dropping this big announcement. We're so excited about that. And then you'll see what we're talking about. If you missed the announcement, you'll see next show what we're talking about.
Yep. So make sure you watch.
Yeah, so www.kickandmakeup is the website. Kick and Makeup, Facebook, Caddis. Go visit that. Don't pet it. Be careful.
Spray it with some water.
Yeah,
you know.
shh, bad Caddis. Bad Caddis. And then at Kick and Makeup is the shows. At Hybrid MMA is mine for Twitter. At Jeremy JD Dorsey is yours. We're on Instagram. Give your family the gift of Kick and Makeup on YouTube. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. You filthy animal. Happy Kwanzaa. I should know what Japanese Merry Christmas is. Feliz Navidad. I think we covered it. I think we're good.
I think that's it.
All right, man.
I think that's it.
Yeah. American Hybrid Nick Cunningham, Jeremy JD Dorsey. Remember, don't solve in the streets, take it to the cage, and kick and make up.